I don't know how to start the video this time. I just got off work and I'm tired. What is going on, guys? It's your boy, Lowe's Home Improvement Guy, 444 here, coming at you with a thoughts video, a ranking video, a discussion video, just all of the above. Today, we are going to be looking at the Lowe's 2024 entire Halloween lineup. We have gotten everything in February, which is unheard of for any store besides Morris Costumes. Basically, over the past week or so, people on Facebook have been leaking the Lowe's lineup. So after that went down, now the manager meeting is going on and we are now seeing photos leaking from within the manager meeting. I was actually going to wait until we got confirmation that we had gotten everything from the stock images, but now that we have everything here in the IRL photos, I thought, let's get this video out while it's still fresh. So yeah, basically today I'm not only going to be ranking all of the new life sizes, I'm going to be talking about everything as a whole. And that is actually what we're going to start with. So I'm Spooky Guy 444 and this is a ranking, a reaction, a discussion of the Lowe's Halloween 2024 lineup. Let's talk about it. The first thing that I want to talk about is the smaller things, since we don't really know too much about those yet. And when I say smaller things, that's a bit of an understatement, because this 5-foot obelisk is the love of my life. Unfortunately, all the prices are horrendous. Before we keep going, I'm not going to talk about the prices anymore, because I don't believe that anything is set in stone. But for right now, I'm just letting you guys know that is my biggest con with Lowe's this year. The prices are atrocious, so I'm really hoping that none of these are like new, because these are like party time spirit Halloween prices. Don't bring that over here, we don't want that. Yeah, the tombstones look great, the blow mold tombstones. There's Haunted Mansion licensed ones and there's just fresh new ones. They look phenomenal. I really like how these look. They're really taking that Home Depot approach, and I hate to compare the two because I know they're competitors, but that's the point. Not only that, but we have just phenomenal licensing stuff. As a fan of the Wednesday show and the Addams Family shows and movies, I love the Nevermore Archway, and I love the Tabletop Eden, and I love the Tabletop Wednesday with the cello. I loved all the things, playing with things. I love this show, and I love all this stuff. All this stuff is like a dream come true to me. I want to buy most of it. I'm not going to get the Archway for obvious reasons. I just don't have a need for a Nevermore Archway. But I want the Tabletop Wednesday with the cello, and maybe the Eden, because I'm clinically insane and need to feed my addiction. Along with that stuff, we also have another few weird, different items. The Sunstar 10-foot skeleton is at Lowe's now for some reason, which is, like, that's so random. Why? I don't like it. But there's also a Sunstar Witch that a lot of people glossed over, and what I'm thinking is this is kind of Lowe's take on budget props, which I think is a very smart idea, because obviously a lot of people can't afford $450 Joseph Crackstones. So it's nice to have this budget stuff kind of thrown in between to kind of balance out that class wage money people. If you're broke, just make a YouTube channel and talk about Halloween stuff. That's all. That's the best advice that I could give to you. Lastly, the last one that I want to talk about here, it's the Kraken. I had the lowest expectations. Like when I saw this thing in the stock image, I was like, yeah, that's kind of ugly. Like, that's weird. I don't. I mean, I like the idea, but like it looks horrible. And then the IRL picture's going on, and it's gigantic. Oh my god, this thing is huge. Look at it compared to the Sea Hag and the Octopus Pirate guy. That's crazy. Why is it so big? That's what she said. That's, wow. I love that. That's great. You're definitely getting your money's worth no matter what price it is, unless it's like absurd, like $400. That's awesome. The Kraken blew away my expectations from prototype to released. I don't even think any of these are release models. Like, they're all still prototypes. But let's keep talking. Let's start ranking some animatronics. So without further ado, here is my official ranking, worst to best, of the Lowe's 2023 life-size lineup. Let's hit it. Now, we are going to be talking about 17 new for 2024, I almost said 2022, animatronics. That's the biggest lineup Lowe's has had ever by a very, very large margin. So without further ado, let's talk about the worst one. Number 17. Who done it? Who sucks the most? It's a very no-brainer answer. It's the Seaweed Witch. Why does this... I can't stand this thing. I can't stand its existence. Now, I appreciate Seasonal Visions trying to be like, hey, we made this. It fits in with your water stuff. Maybe you should put it in there. It's pretty cool, right? But it's not. It sucks. And the reason that it sucks so much is I'm gonna talk about that later on, because another animatronic from the same store, from the same lineup, completely curb stomps it into the ground, makes it look like a wee little pulp, makes it look like a sissy little femboy compared to it. But we're gonna talk about that later. Seaweed Witch is literally just your regular old generic Seasonal Visions witch, but it's got webbed fingers and a blue dress. I don't even think it's blue. I don't care about this thing at all. It sucks. It looks bad. Apparently it's outdoor rated, but the mouth moves. So after the Stoochers debacle, I have no hope in this thing. Easily the worst thing that Lowe's has this year by a wide margin. It's ugly. It's useless. I'm feeling a strong 2. The dosey-do. Seaweed Witch sucks. Number 16 also sucks, but it sucks slightly less. We have Jemmy's Headless Maid. Now this one, it's being marketed as one of the Haunted Mansion props, which is kind of funny because it's not a Haunted Mansion prop. There's no Haunted Mansion animatronic that's a Headless Maid. Now, if this thing was a lot more like the stock image, it had that very big flowy dress, and we didn't know that the neck stump lit up green and the eyes lit up. I mean, it's probably assumed that it would, but not the neck stump. Why does it do that? It would have been better, but because of that, maybe it would have been like a 5. But like, after they added the dress looks bad in person, the neck stump is stupid. It looks worse. It just works. Looks awful, more awful overall in person. Yeah, I don't like the maid. It's not the worst thing, but it does suck. And I wish that Jemmy would just stick to outdoor. Not really feeling the Headless Maid. It's pretty bad. It's bottom of the barrel. I'm feeling a decent 3. Not big on this one at all. But coming in at number 15. Now, those last 2 are the only props that I think are actually just straight up bad from these early images. Everything else above that is like decent to amazing. So keep in mind, this is a compliment. Coming in at number 15, I have the Cousin It. Now, like I said earlier, I'm all for the Wednesday / Addams Family merchandise. But this one just seems so random, and like, I don't know this for sure, but like, I find it weird that they would do Cousin It, because then wouldn't the Wednesday license be a different thing than the Addams Family license, and like Techie had to pay for both, or Lowe's had to pay for both? Like, I feel like they should have just dropped the Cousin It, unless they do a year where it's like all just straight Addams Family, like Uncle Fester, Cousin It. I don't know, it's been a while since I've seen the like shows in the movies, but like that, or like Christina Ricci Wednesday Addams instead of Jenna Ortega. But yeah, like, I mean, I'm not opposed to this thing's existence. It's funny. It's a 4-foot roaming mop. It is literally like the Giggles roaming broom, but it's big and it has glasses, and that's literally what Cousin It is. That is what he is. So I don't hate it. It's funny. I think if you're a fan of the Addams Family, I would say definitely pick it up because it's worth it. It's cool. I'm feeling a decent 5 on Cousin It. Now the next one we have at number 14 is another licensed prop, and that is going to be the Haunted Mansion Headless Knight. Now I do think that they did a pretty good job on this. I actually like, this is a crazy take. I like how it looks better, the Jemmy animatronic, compared to the one that's actually on the ride. Now, I say that because this is a problem that I had with the Caretaker last year. I love that they're doing the Haunted Mansion. I love that they're finally bringing animatronics from the ride to retail stores. I've been wanting that since I joined the community. Make the Hatbox Ghost! Already been done by a one man did it custom. Just make the Hatbox Ghost. Nobody knows who this knight is. The Caretaker is passable. Hitchhikers, I would actually be okay with. Nobody wants the knight. We want the Hatbox Ghost. Sorry for the little rant. Headless Knight, it's cool, but it's lacking. in a lot of things because it's only a moving mouth and it sings Grim Grinning Ghosts, which the caretaker, which you're likely going to pair this thing with, plays the instrumental to Grim Grinning Ghosts. Do you see the problem here? And it's just, I don't know, it's lacking. But I like how it looks. I feel like the box is going to be absolutely ridiculous because it's like all blow molded body, which is why I appreciate it, because it looks nice and Jemmy did a good job. It's a very good prop for Jemmy, but it's just not my thing. I'm not huge on the Haunted Mansion stuff unless it's the Hatbox Ghost. I like a decent 5 on the Headless Knight. And now coming in at number 13, we have the Techie Toys Popa Pumpkin. Now this one is one that it's not bad, but this is not a new thing in any sort of way. This was a thing that was originated by Sunstar and GTI and Aroma with their Popa Pumpkin hit thing, I think from like 2020, 2021. So it's like, this isn't new. And then I think Jack Carver from Spirit last year did it best. And this one's just like this weird middleman. I think it's pretty big. I think it's like 3 feet tall when it shoots the head up. But like, from what we can see from the manager meeting pictures, this thing's little skull head has no detail whatsoever. Compared to the pumpkin, which looks pretty good. Like, I think the pumpkin actually looks very good on this thing. I think it looks nice. The detail looks very good. I like the concept, but like I said, it's not a new concept. This is very unoriginal, which isn't always a bad thing. Like, I like that this exists. I think if you're a fan of it, more power to you. Pretty much all these like decent vibes. If you're a fan of it, great. You'd be a fan of it. I'm not going to be mad at you. Yeah, not huge on this one. It's not really anything new. It's not the best in its class. Feeling another decent 5 on the Popa Pumpkin. Coming in at number 12, we have one that actually ended up growing on a lot of people, and he actually grew on me a little bit, but not enough to where I really like him. And that's the 12-foot Bone Collector. The 12-foot Bone Collector is one that is completely derivative of his original leaked prototype image. Like I said, I think earlier, a lot of the prototypes were in the stock images, the earliest ones, and then the ones that we have actually at the beatings are also relatively early prototypes, so there might still be some changes as time goes on. I don't think it'll be many, it'll be very minor, but I don't like him still. And allegedly, he's servo, like eyes and all. It's another one of those, and we're gonna talk about that with the Sea Witch later, but yeah, he's apparently servo, and I don't know. I want to see how Techie goes by a giant with the servo eye tech, because like I said, it's eyes blinking and all. I want to see how they go by that. I am very, very interested. It doesn't save him though, because I'm not normally a person that like dogs on proportions on props too much. Like, I like the Home Depot towering werewolves, and like I like stuff that has weird proportions sometimes because it can look cool. But when you're doing a humanoid prop like this, there's no reason for it to be 12 feet tall. He didn't need to be 12 feet tall. The proportions look ridiculous. Like, his arm is like this big, and then his other one's like this. And then the skeleton hanging out the back looks dumb. I will say though, I do really like his face. It just sucks that it went on such a plain prop that is also somehow like ridiculous. But with all that being said, I do like him more than what I did originally when we got the prototype stock image. It's one of the bottom barrel 12-footers in my honest opinion. Until we see what it truly does, I'm feeling another strong 5. I don't get it right now. Maybe, you know what? I want to be proven wrong though, I do. And now coming in at number 11, we have the new Reaper Singer. Now, the Reaper Singer is one that I actually might end up getting as long as I can I don't want to pay retail. I do want to get these as a sale purchase. I do want a whole band set. I do. Minus the guitarist because I have the Hunk Rocker skeleton. But I want a band set, and I like that because of him. Honestly, that is one of the reasons that holds him up so far, is because he's Bluetooth. He's part of the Bluetooth set. And it carries him hard because I'm going to be brutally honest, the tombstone looks tacky and the outfit looks abysmal. I think that he's not the weakest band member. I think the original guitarist is, but he's good mainly because of the Bluetooth. I like his pose. The pose is cool. It's just, he could have been better. He feels very tacky, which might be the point. It might be the point, but I still like them. I do. I don't like hate the tackiness, but like it doesn't make me like really take that much off the original prop. I like the idea. I'm assuming the animation is just gonna be head turn and mouth movement, which great. That's perfectly fine for a prop like this. So with that being said, I'm feeling a decent 7 on the Bluetooth Reaper Singer. He's okay. He's good. So coming in at number 10, we have Techie Toys with the pop-up grave zombie. This thing just stanks, absolutely stanks of that vintage nostalgic techie feel from like 2011 to 2013. It just reeks of it, and like it's just a better version of the 2014 Forum Novelties pop-up grave zombie. This is another pop-up grave zombie. I don't think that's his actual name, but that's pretty much what he is. And he looks pretty good. Like I said, he looks super vintage. Like he looks like he would be in the Vampire Cemetery in 2011, or like literally any theme back in the old days of golden age of spirit and techie. He just feels super nostalgic, and that's why I like him so much, because he really does hit in on that like classic vibe that I feel like a lot of props nowadays are lacking, for better or for worse. So right now, as is, I'm feeling a decent 8 on the pop-up grave zombie. Very cool. Like this one a lot. One that I'm really looking into picking up. Like it's the strongest debate right now that I have in my psyche. Number 9, we have Skeleton Skrillex, the Reaper keyboardist. I don't know what it is about this thing, but he looks so cool. Especially like in the manager meeting, he looks awesome. I love how he looks. He looks like Skrillex, who, for a lot of my younger horror fans out there, you might not have even been born during this artist's prime, but he made a little thing called dubstep. Ask your parents about it. And yeah, I do like him a lot. I think he looks very good. He's easily my favorite of the Reaper band members. I'm not sure I put him above like a punk rocker, but I do put him above every other band member for sure. I think he's definitely my favorite. If there is one that I had to get, it would be him. I'm not sure if I'll do it yet. It really is price depending right now, but he's great. I'm scared for the box, because that is a giant full-sized keyboard that he comes with, and that's insane. That's just ridiculous, but I'm not complaining. So because of that, I am feeling a decent 8 on the Reaper keyboardist. Easily my favorite of the band members. Very promising prop. I'm really excited to see what his animation. Now coming in at number 8, we have Joseph Crackstone, Lord Crack himself. Yes, Joseph Crackstone. This is the most unexpected license prop I think we have ever gotten. This is so random. Like, this show it's crazy to me that we're getting props from Netflix shows now. Like, that's just mind-boggling to me for some reason. It was Demogorgon in 2020 and then last year, and then now it's Joseph Crackstone and the Jenna Ortega Wednesday Addams. That's so weird to me. But I'm not complaining, like I said. I like that they did this. It's not something I would pick up, though, just because, like, right now, as popular as that show was, people don't remember it for Joseph Crackstone. People remember, in the horror Halloween scene, they know Stranger Things for Demogorgons. They're iconic. Joseph Crackstone doesn't have that kind of icon status that a Demogorgon would. And it's a kind of a crazy comparison, like, it makes sense. And because of that, he's just very out of place, and I don't see him being that popular. As unfortunate as that is, because I do think he's pretty cool. He doesn't look anything like Joseph, which is weird, because the Jenna Wednesday looks like Jenna Ortega, so I don't know why this looks like a techie prop more than it does actual Joseph Crackstone. It's weird, but I don't hate it for that. Like, I kind of like that it's like a techie take on the prop in some way, which normally I'm like a huge like accuracy buff, but like I let it pass because it's kind of a cool prop to see. But I like it. It's very random, and it's not something I see myself ever picking up, but I appreciate its existence, and I appreciate the love that Wednesday's getting from the industry. So because of that, I'm feeling a decent 8. Again, there's a lot of 8s, just letting you know. But yeah, shout out to Joseph Crackstone, Lord Crack. Coming in at number 7, we have a lot of people's favorite, and you know what, I get it. Kind of in the same vein as why they loved Exterminator so much. Number 7, we have the Scuba Diver. I like this thing. It feels very Scooby-Doo-esque, like Captain Cutler from Scooby-Doo. And that's a huge part of my childhood, personally. And I like how he looks. He looks great. He does look very good. Because I know he doesn't do much, but like, that's such a crazy thing to get. We're getting zombie scuba divers at Lowe's Home Improvements. If I told you that back in like 2020, you'd call me an idiot. You like this? I do. It's not my personal favorite just because I have zero reason to ever own a scuba diver prop. But I do like it. I support its existence. I get if you're an avid stan of this thing, you have more power to you. I'm feeling a decent 8 on the Scuba Diver as well. Coming in at number 6, we have this guy here, this tentacle pirate squid monster thing. This one is completely new. This was a complete shock surprise from the manager meeting. Nobody knew about, not even the original leakers of the pictures knew about this thing. And I like him a lot. He looks awesome. I love this idea. It reminds me of, I think it was Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean. That's awesome. It looks cool. I'm really interested to see what it does. Right now, I only have it so high based off of looks. Because it looks awesome. I'm in full support of this thing. It is very cool. Very, very cool. I'm feeling a decent 8 on it for now. But that could easily change because we have no idea what it does. Like, at all. Coming in the top 5, starting the top 5, all of these props are great. All of these props I'm looking at buying maybe. That could change though, obviously. So coming in at number 5, we have the Techie Toys Seaweed Witch. Now, like I stated earlier with the 12-foot bone collector, this is another one that actually has the eye blinking and the head servos. Remember that this is Techie Toys that's dropping 2 servo eye props this year. That was originated by SVI. So now SVI has zero leverage over Techie because the prototype Mega Wolf had LCD eyes. They've been doing giants since last year. And now they have servos down to the eyes. SVI needs to get to cooking because this is detrimental to their company. Like this is like this, it's not company ending necessarily, but like this is gonna have a huge financial dent. And I say that because that's one of the main reasons that places like Home Depot bought from SVI was because of their innovation. They always innovated, especially last year with Jack, Lily, Predator, THD. Like, those were huge. And now Techie is right there and is dropping stuff that is just as good, if not even better. That's horrifying. As an SVI biased man myself, I have now accepted my fate. So I love the Sea Witch. I'm not sure if I like it as much as Lethal Lily, but I have to obviously see audio and animation and whatnot. But this is a very cool prop, and I'm very excited to see that we're almost getting like a Lethal Lily 2 underwater level edition. It's great. You can even use it outside of a water-esque vibe as long as the phrases aren't like anything crazy. I love this thing. It might be a cop. We'll see. I don't know yet for sure, but I am feeling another decent 8 on the Sea Witch Siren. I don't know its official name, but it's around that. Coming in at number 4, my mom. Shout out to not my actual mom, but this mom here. This is the Jenna Ortega Wednesday Addams. Yes, the Jenna Ortega Wednesday Addams as a prop by Techie Toys is a phrase that I cannot believe is coming out of my lips. That is insanity. And the fact that it actually looks good kind of shocks me. Now, this is one that could drop immensely on the list if the animation looks bad, because as you can see, she is rocking the fit from the dance prom scene. I think it's prom, which, you know, is when you dance with your hands above your head, like Jesus said. I'm interested in the audio, and I'm interested in the animation. I want to see if it looks good. I'm really rooting for the audio to be the Goo Goo Muck. I don't think it will be, but that would just be like cherry on top. And I'm hoping that it's like fast, like it's a fast motor that like moves her hands back and forth. We'll see. It looks good though. She looks great. As of right now, this is the first one that I'm 100% going to be buying. Maybe not on drop. We'll see. But it's definitely going to be a cop. Yeah, loving the Wednesday Addams, Jenna Ortega Wednesday. Definitely going to be in my licensed collection room. That might be a teaser in the following months. I forget I said that. I'm feeling a decent 8. Very strong 8, actually, on the Wednesday. We're at the top 3. The big 3 kahunas. The best of the best. Coming in at number 3, we have the Techie Toys Ghost Captain. This is another one, to me, that just absolutely smells like Scooby-Doo. I don't think there's a Scooby-Doo monster like this. I mean, there might be. It's been a while since I've seen the show, but I just love this thing. It looks so good. It doesn't look as good in person, which does kind of worry me a little bit, but I just really like this prop. I think it's really cool. And my main coping mechanism for why I like it so much is actually because I want to build it a boat mast like shipwreck and put it behind it and have it be a photo op at my haunt this year. That's what I want to do with it. Obviously, if it's not outdoor rated, which there's a very good chance it could not be, I'm not going to buy it. But if it is, it's a cop. Definitely a highlight of the lineup this year. I think he is one that should get more love. I feel like a lot of the love has been lost because of the later drops, like the Reaper Singer and the Keyboardist and the Scuba Diver and whatnot. Bring us the love back for the Ghost Captain. It was there for like a day and then it went away. I want it back. But yeah, right now, Ghost Captain, I'm feeling a decent 8. Hopefully, in person he does look better because he does look kind of meh in the photo of the manager meeting. But in the stock image, he looks beautiful. Number 2. This is probably the hottest take on the entire list. I think it's clear. Number 2 is Jemmy's 7-foot Gargoyle. I mean it when I say, look, I am fully aware of my bias. I have the strongest bias towards anything cemetery, gargoyle, gothic related, period. This gargoyle itches my brain in a very nice way. And I love it. I know that this is a party time concoction. I know that the animation is literally the same one that Groundbreaker zombie had a couple years back. I know that this thing has a dress and it looks weird, but it's outdoor rated and it's a gargoyle and it's 7 feet tall and it's on a pedestal and it's just, it makes me so happy. It makes me so happy. I know that I am definitely on the wrong side of the argument when it comes to this thing. I know a lot of people just think this thing's kind of mid and kind of whatever. And you know what? I'm not even going to fight it. I get it. But I love this thing and I'm feeling a strong 9. I'm not even kidding. It is 100% a buy, especially if it's only $200. Number 1 though, number 1 was a no-brainer as soon as I saw the picture, and I don't think it's gonna get topped no matter what any of the other stuff on this list even does, because this thing, I hate to have more clowns at the top of my list, but this thing just blows me away. I can't believe we got a prop like this. Number 1, it's Techie's handstand clown. Wow. Just wow, this thing is beautiful. I love this thing. Look at the bowling pins. Look at the hands. Look at the feet. Look at his gat. Look at that gat. Look at it. It's such a good looking prop. And the animation being the 360 head spin with the kicking legs. I love this clown. And I genuinely think that it's only a 9 right now because there's no video. But I'm guaranteeing if this animation lives up to its expectation, this thing is going to be a 10. Right now, though, he is a 9. I will say that. But this is hands down, no debates in my mind, the best Lowe's prop this year.
Hello guys, Future Spooky Guy here, and before I end the video, I do want to give my final thoughts on the entire lineup as it is from what we have officially seen, now that the ranking portion is done. And I'll just put the photos up on the screen if you haven't seen them all already, because I kind of wanted to make this a coverage video as well. So, this lineup, in my honest opinion, is one of the most well-rounded lineups I think the industry in the budget scene has ever seen, ever. This is like genuinely impressive to me. It's so connected. It's so intertwined. Not a lot, like there's really not a lot of stuff that I think is downright bad. It's only like 2 things, and like they're not like the worst things I've ever seen. I think they could still have fans. I never want to meet that person, but I think they'll have fans. And like I think that honestly this is one of, if not the most well-rounded, fleshed out lineups I think that I've ever seen in the retail industry. This is a fantastic start to the year This is hands down the best year for Lowe's. They could win Store of the Year. We'll see. I don't know yet, but it's possible. And with all that being said, I'm feeling that Lowe's 2024 is a strong 9, pushing a 10. Great year. The only thing keeping it from a 10, legitimately, is the Headless Maid and the Seaweed Witch. And that's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you all for watching. I'm Spooky Guy 444. If you liked the video, comment down below your thoughts on Lowe's. Comment down below a ranking of your own. I'd love to see it. I want to hear it. I'm Spooky Guy 444, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.